What's up everybody? In this video, I'll show you 5 sources where you can look to save a ton of money on gear for your outdoor sports hobbies. Stay tuned. Okay, so it's no secret, when you're first getting into a new outdoor extreme recreational sport, the cost of buying gear for winter sports like snowboarding or skiing, or water sports like kayaking or surfing or scuba diving, or cycling sports, mountain biking or road biking, can get really expensive really fast. But if you're struggling to find something at an affordable price, there are a lot of different ways that you can save money on things you need that maybe you never heard of before, like this first one. Thrift stores. I know what you might be thinking, and don't leave just yet. I used to think of thrift stores as just places where people would take all the items that they would try to sell on their own, but they have no value, so they can't sell. The reality though is that people donate all kinds of valuable things to thrift stores for who knows what reason. And thrift stores aren't looking to make a major profit off these items, nor do they have the time to research them to see if they can maybe price them a little bit higher. So you can find a steal on a lot of things. My first pair of snowboarding boots was a pair of Salomon boots that was in great condition. Lasted me the whole first year, and I got them for $11. I bought a ton of wetsuits. My 4-3 surf wetsuit was from a thrift store. It cost me $15. I'm going to be wearing it probably for the next 3 or 4 years. This watch is a Suunto Ambit 3 watch that at the time I bought it was retailing for about $400. I got it for $16. So a lot of thrift stores you know already, Goodwill, Salvation Army, all those big national ones, but every town or city is going to have some local thrift stores. So the next time you drive by one and notice one, stop in. You don't know what you're going to find. Here's number 2. Facebook groups. Okay, I'm not talking about Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. You probably know about those, but you can find a Facebook group for just about anything you can think of, like your local dive group, your local biking group, your local whitewater group. And these are great places to get to know other people with those common interests, because people will post information, they will post videos on their experiences, and they'll also post gear that they want to sell. And the cool thing about buying gear through Facebook groups is the people posting them probably aren't going to just sell their junk, because they have a reputation to keep up within these groups, and they also typically will know a lot about them. So if you don't know a whole lot about something you want to buy, they're going to be helpful to you and help you make a good decision. So I definitely recommend Facebook groups. Here's number 3. Consignment stores. Alright, unlike thrift stores, consignment stores rarely get things through donations. They'll typically buy something off of somebody who wants to make some money off of an item but don't want to sell it themselves, and then they'll sell it in store at a profit. The cool thing about a consignment store though is that they typically don't carry something that's in really bad condition, because they're probably not going to sell that item. You can be pretty assured that when you buy something at a consignment store, you're going to get the money's worth out of the item you get, and you'll get it at a significantly reduced price versus buying it brand new. Play It Again Sports is the store that comes to mind on the West Coast. It's the most popular, but if you live in a big city or even a decent sized city where there's a big culture for outdoor recreation, there's usually going to be at least 1 or 2 consignment stores available to you, so go take a look when you see one. Number 4. Gear swaps. I go to every gear swap I can find. They're events that usually last anywhere between a day to a week, and similar to consignment stores, people will take things there to sell, and then the gear swap will take a cut from the proceeds. I love swaps because they'll have a specific theme. So there'll be one right before snow season where you can get all the things you need for skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, etc. There'll be one right when whitewater season starts where you can get everything for rafting or kayaking, and so on and so forth. I have to say, if I do an inventory on all my own personal gear, most of it probably came from gear swaps, because sellers know they don't have a whole lot of time to sell the items, and they're also competing with a ton of other people also trying to sell those same items, so you're likely to find a crazy deal on something at a gear swap. One more, number 5. Closeout sites. I saved this one for last because you probably know about a ton of these already, but there's certain items that you just don't need to buy used or go to great lengths to find. Things like surfboard leashes or surfboard wax or base layers for winter sports or bike tires. There's websites like evo.com, thehouse.com, theclimb.com, or Backcountry Outlet where you can look to find a really good deal on these things and not have to buy them at MSRP price. These sites typically carry the previous season's models that didn't sell, so the manufacturers have came out with the newest model, or there's just not enough room on shelves to carry these. I would always recommend that you try going to your local shops to buy these things, but I understand sometimes you need to save money, and these are great places for things like that. Little bonus, if you haven't looked through Amazon Warehouse yet, hopefully you'll thank me with a like and a subscribe when you do. Alright, those are the 5 main sources I recommend. I put links to all the websites for places I referenced in the description below. Do you have any to add? If you do, I would love to hear them in the comments, because I'm also in the category of people who like to save as much money as possible on gear. If you have any questions that you think I can be helpful with, put them in the comments too. I will answer them as quickly as possible, I promise. Also, please subscribe to my channel to be the first to know when my next video drops, and peace out till then. 1.